Hey, what's going on, guys? Here I am again with another excited tutorial, and I have designed a very simple but really useful authentication system using Node.js, MySQL by the help of ChatGPT. I have a very simple page here with a two important link, sign in and login. If I click on sign in, now here I can put my details. For example, I can put my first name, put my last name, put my email and password confirmation. Do you see in some websites they have password confirmation to confirm that you put it the same code there? So if I click on this I symbol, you see that the password gets visible. It's the same for confirm password. And you have to sign in with a unique email address. If I put this email address and click on sign in, it will not sign me in. It will tell me that email is already taken. Now I can put my email, my name, my last name, email, and password. And I'm gonna change the password to 12345. And this is 1234. This is 1235. If I click on sign in, I'll not get to any page if I made mistake in my password. So now I'm gonna go and change my email address. For example, I'm gonna put a 2 here and click on sign in. You will see that it will take me to a page by the name of dashboard. Now here I put it a link by the name of logout. If I click on logout, it will take me to login to sign in again. So if you put the same username and password, click on login, again you can get to the dashboard. But the good thing here is that if you try by yourself to get to the dashboard by using URL, you will not be able to. So for example, if I come here and put dashboard here and press enter, I do not get to the dashboard. Replace of that, first of all, I need to sign in, then I can get to the dashboard. I hope that you will really enjoy this tutorial, and if you did so, please hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and let's now dive to ChatGPT. Okay, here I am in ChatGPT and I search for in views folder, create the home page, in the home route with some detail and two links of sign in and login. Render it using app.js using node.js. Sorry for my repetition, not using. I have two times using. So we need to wait for ChatGPT to generate these codes, and after that, it's finished. The first thing that we are going to do is to install the packages. The first package that we are going to install is Express. So I'm gonna go in the terminal, new terminal, and in the terminal we're gonna type npm install Express. Then press enter, and you know that while installing packages it will take you a little bit. You have to wait for a while. After installing Express, I'm gonna scroll down, and here we have a views folder. So I'm gonna create a views folder, and inside views we're gonna put our views. But it seems that my views are very simple. So in the search box of ChatGPT, I'll search for the home page is very simple. Please put some detail and styling. I'll put the styling in a folder called public, and make sure to update app.js for rendering running static files. Static files are like CSS, JavaScript, things that you put on front end. So again, we need to wait for this to finish its job. Okay, I sometimes speed up the tutorial. So We're gonna go in Visual Studio, and there we need to create a folder of public. Click on this and type public, and inside public folder we're gonna put our style.css. So I'm gonna name this as styles.css, and then we're gonna copy all the codes for styles.css, and I'm gonna paste it here. Then we need to copy the code for app.js. Actually, we haven't created app.js, so I'm gonna click on this to create an app.js file for these codes, paste it here, save it, then scroll down, and we have our home.ejs. Copy the code, come to views. We do not create the file, so I'm gonna create the file too, home.ejs. EJS is like HTML, very simple, but the only difference is that you can put dynamic codes there, I mean JavaScript. So, and after that, we're gonna run this. To run this, I'm gonna type node app.js, and hopefully we get no error. Okay, server is running on that link, so we're gonna, in the browser, I'm gonna type http localhost, http localhost port 3000, and we get an error. The error is that we used EJS, but we haven't installed EJS. So to install EJS, I'm gonna cancel the process, and I'm gonna type npm install EJS. And again, we need to wait. Okay, it's finished. Now I'm gonna type node app.js to run my application again in a browser. I'll refresh the browser. Da-da. We get this. But I don't like this style, so I'm gonna need to change this style. I'm gonna go in ChatGPT again, and I'll type, can you put the login and sign in button at the top of the page in home.ejs, and make sure to use Bootstrap for styling the buttons. Okay, again, we have to wait. Life is waiting. And it finished. Now I'm gonna copy the code, and I'm gonna go here again in home.ejs, select all of that and replace it with the new code. Come in the browser and refresh the browser. Okay, good. But there is something, do you see that? We need to change this. I'm not gonna ask ChatGPT to change this for me. I'm just gonna go in my code and I'll find it. I'm sure that it is a button, and there it is. So I want to select that button and delete it. Select it. No, not there. Here. Delete it and save. Then go to the browser, refresh it. We don't have it. Okay, now it's time to style signin.ejs. So in the browser in ChatGPT, I'll ask, when I click the sign in home.ejs page, I want you to run signin.ejs file, which takes name, last name, email, password, and password confirmation. Don't forget to generate the styling in CSS file called signin.css. And when I click sign in button on the signin.ejs file, it should save the data from fields to the database. Okay, I'm gonna take email, password, and password confirmation. You see, in some websites you have password confirmation to make sure you have similar password in both fields. So in views.ejs, we're gonna create signin.ejs for running sign-in form, and then it haven't finished generating the codes.
It seems that it's finished. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll to the top and copy the code for signin.ejs. Click on signin.ejs, paste it here, and make sure to save your file. Then, okay, it regenerated app.js for me again. And there it connects me to the database, but it seems that it used MongoDB, but I don't like to use MongoDB, at least for this project. So I'm gonna search for the database, use MySQL for my database. I do like MongoDB, but I do not want to use it in this project. So, okay, my ChatGPT goes really fast today. So we have the connection code, and it hopefully be in MySQL. It is. I'm gonna go in app.js, select all of that, and replace the new code, the old code with the new code. So as we just gonna copy the connection code. We don't need all of it. So I'm gonna go in app.js. Let's create the connection file, the connection code in a separate file. So in ChatGPT, I will ask, can you please create the database connection code in a separate file by the name of db.js in a folder called models? We usually put MySQL codes in a folder of models. And I'm gonna go in my Visual Studio Code and create a folder of models. And in models, we're gonna create a file of db.js. So copy the code, go to models folder and create the file first, db.js, and paste the copied code from there. And I'm gonna scroll down. We will change this later. We need to change the connection code. But firstly, we need to render signin.ejs. So I'm gonna copy the app-get to the signin.ejs. After the home route, we will paste it. Click here and paste it. Okay. And after that, we have the sign-in code for to post the fields what we have gained from the user. So I'm gonna copy the sign-in, post sign-in, and paste it after the app.get sign-in to get the data from the user, and paste it here. Save it. Run the application. Node app.js. Oh, actually, we need to change db.js. The host is localhost. My username is root, and my password is nothing. I said nothing, and I'm gonna call the database as auth system. Okay, and I'm gonna ask one more thing. Please generate the MySQL code for storing data from signin.ejs to a database called auth system. We haven't created the database yet, and I asked ChatGPT to so it generate the MySQL code for me. Now I'm gonna install MySQL. But it seems that it used a MySQL 2 rather than using MySQL. So I'm going to cancel the process and I'm going to say yes. And again, I'm going to type npm install and install MySQL 2. Not install install MySQL 2 and wait for MySQL 2 to be installed. At the top, it requires MySQL 2, so we need to use MySQL 2, MySQL 2. Okay. So, firstly, we're gonna go and start WAMP in our code, because we need to type this in MySQL. So I have WAMP in my in my computer, and if you have that, it's good. If you haven't that, go and download it. So here I have my username and password, and in MySQL, the code that ChatGPT generated, it assumes that we have already the database. So I'm gonna create the database, create database, and the database name is Authsystem. And I'm gonna click on go to create that database to the right side for me. There we have it. And then we're gonna create. Okay, we haven't also required that file that we just created, the db.js, and we have it inside the model.db.js. Sorry, db.js, and then we're gonna create the table. So I'm gonna go in my MySQL, and here I'm gonna paste the code, and again click on go. Everything is fine, and we have a table of ID, first name, last name, email, and password. We do not need to save confirmation code. Okay, everything seems fine, and it's time to run just the application. So I'm gonna say node app.js. Okay, we get no error. That's fine. Go to home page, refresh your page to get the new changes on your code. But because we use Bootstrap, it will take you a while to be load. I'm gonna click on sign in. Ooh, very ugly. So in style.css, I mean, we're gonna go and ask ChatGPT to make it a little bit good for us. In ChatGPT, I'm gonna come here, and in the search box, we're gonna say please put a little bit of a styling in a CSS file called signin.css, which will be in a folder called public. I told you that the static files like CSS and JavaScript are gonna be in a folder of public. I'm gonna copy the code and come here and create that file in public, name it as signin.css, and then I don't know why I copy the codes 2 times, but it's okay. I'm gonna copy that. We have more things. We do not have, we only have the link code to link our CSS file with EJS. It's exactly like HTML. Everything is like HTML, just the dynamic codes. We have that connection code already, and refresh it. There we go. We have a nice sign-in form here. I'm gonna fill the form here. I'm gonna put the name as Sajad, last name Nuri, and Sajad Nuri Bayani Se at gmail.com. And in ChatGPT, I come here, I say in signin.egs, there are two input types for accepting password and password confirmation. Please prevent submission of the form until the password and password connection matches. We had two fields here. We need to check that both fields have the same code. For that, I search this. Give as much as detail as you can. I give the ID, and it will be a static file. I mean, it's going to be on the front end, not in the back end. It will be a normal JavaScript, not node.js. Oh, by the way, I leave all the codes in GitHub. Make sure to download it from there to practice it by yourself. I search those, and basically I ask to prevent submission of the form when there is inconsistency in our code. I mean, they do not match. And it generated this piece of code, this piece of JavaScript code. I'll come after the div tag before the body, and I'll paste the JavaScript code. Save it, go to here, but make sure to refresh the page and also start your application again on the server side. Put the name Sajad Nuri, my email, my password is 123412345. If I click on this, we get an error and it says that rig.body is not defined. Okay, we're gonna find the problem. The problem is that what's the problem? Why it don't get? Okay, we require, I mean, we get the ID, but the form does not have any ID. So we come in the form, I'll type ID and I'll paste this and put the form here to prevent the submission of the form. Again, I'm gonna start the server by nodeapp.js, and I already refresh it. I'm gonna put my name, email, and password. When the passwords does not match, it shouldn't allow the user to submit their form. As you see, the password does not match. If I click on this, we get the pop-up, but I do not like to pop-up. So I'm gonna go again in ChatGPT, and I want it to be displayed in the form. So I'm gonna ask, it pops up that password does not match. Please make it be shown. I did a grammatical mistake there. Shown at the top of the password field. Again, it will generate the code, the HTML, the EJS and the JavaScript code. I'm just gonna copy the JavaScript code. We do not need to recopy that. And I'm gonna replace the JavaScript code. Click on here to collapse it. And then paste the new JavaScript code, the brand new code. Yeah. We have that ID. I'm gonna also copy that ID. It will display the error if any error happen for. If the passwords does not match. So I'm gonna go in my HTML code, and after the input type of password confirmation, I will paste that code. Okay. Then I'm gonna start the server again, and in the browser we have to refresh it one more time. Sajad Nuri, my email, password is 1234, and the confirmation 12345. It should say, yeah, password does not match. Great, I love it. And if I put the same, okay. But how do we know that we made some mistake? We should know, nah? There I'm gonna put that I symbol. Putting the I symbol took me a long time, and I have to figure it out. I also put a message for you, and at the end of the day, I searched for something else in ChatGPT. I said, still the I is not visible, and I generate a lot of codes. So I'm gonna show you the final result. The final result code will look something like this. I was pasting the same code, but it wasn't working for me. So when I copied this bit of code in my codes, it worked. In signin.ejs, I'm gonna replace the old code with this one and start the server. And I'm gonna go in signin.ejs. I was faring a lot and I was closing my tabs. And there in signin, you see we have those I symbol there. When I click on this, you see that? The magic. You see the password. It's really magical. So I'm gonna put the name, and if this password does not match, we should see what's the problem. We can see that what's the problem. It's really great. Yeah, it is. And I click on sign in. No error. Do you see that joke? Finally, some progress. We get some new error. You can completely explain for ChatGPT what is the error. I say I get the error of the first name is undefined, even though I check. I set the view engine to EJS, and the first name and the signin.ejs and app.ejs all matches with the database. And it tells me that you may not set up the body parser. I said, oh, okay. I'll set the body parser for you, not a problem. So for setting body parser, I will ask ChatGPT. I think I do not have set it the body parser, so please set it up for me. And it will create a little bit of codes. Firstly, we need to install body parser. So I'm gonna say npm install dash body parser, install it. And I know that next we need to require this in our code. Okay, here it shows me something else. I do not need it. We need to set body parser, copy this bit of code here, and after the view engine, I'll paste app.use body parser.json, and it installed this too. Okay, we're gonna run our application. Again, body parser is not defined. We have to require, I told you before. At the top, I'm gonna come and say const body parser camel casing equal to require, I get no autocomplete, require, and we require body parser. Save it. Again, go here at the terminal, run node app.js. Okay, we get no error. But if I go here, refresh the page, put the name, put the last name, the email is already there, the password is already there, and I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4. Sign in. Again, confirm it. Confirm password is not defined. What's the problem now? Okay. I'm gonna delete the if statement and completely get rid of confirm password. And in my browser, if I refresh it, put the name, put the last name, put the password and password confirmation, click on sign in. Oh God. Again, a problem. I run my app multiple times to make sure that I made the mistake, not the computer. But that's fine. And sign in. Put my name, last name, password, password confirmation, sign in. Oh, new error. Error saving user. So I thought that this problem was because I I did not have confirmation password. I was not saving confirm password in my database. So I went to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT I asked for. I want you update my database and also store confirmation password. Not the database, the table. And there I'm gonna put everything back again. Okay, I did not know how to update my table. Don't tell anybody. In MySQL, I'm gonna come here and alter my table, click on go. We have confirm password. And okay, we are not needing that again to copy anything from here. because we already have it, right? We have it. So I'm gonna put everything back again. We have confirmed password, and I'm gonna also put the if statement. We have the if statement for our password confirmation, and here we also need to put the confirm password. Okay, run application again. Node.js. Go to browser, and here we're gonna put the name and securities. Put the sign and click on sign in, name, last name, we have email, we have password, password confirmation 1234, and then click on sign in. Still we get the error. I completely change this, and I will use I will use MySQL rather than using MySQL 2. So in ChatGPT, I search, please change the connection code from db.js using MySQL, use MySQL instead of MySQL 2 package. And it said, okay, I will do it. I will do that for you. We get the new code. We just gonna copy this. The connection code. You remember that, no? We used MySQL too. I copy the code, and I'm gonna come in my connection db.js. We need to change the host. The host is localhost, and my username is root. My password is nothing, and my database is auth underscore system. Okay, and we also need to update app.js. I'm gonna copy all the post route. We already copied the gate one. We now need to copy the post one. Just make sure to copy everything properly. Copy that. And in the post, click on that button to collapse it, and select all of that and replace it with the new code. Also, I do not have charge. Remember that. Okay, I also installed a MySQL, but I didn't record it in a tutorial. Sorry. I'm gonna run my app using Node.app.js, and then here again refresh the form, put the name, the last name, the email, the password, and password confirmation. Click on sign in. A new error. Pool is not defined. Okay, so we need to just only rename the database or the DB to pool, and everything else will be fine. I'm gonna rename it as pool. No. Refresh it. Because it's on the server, you need to run your server again. Use Notman if you want to, but I don't like it. I'm gonna put the confirm file. Saving data. What? Why? I have a problem. What it says? First name is not defined. Oh, I remember. There is some problem with body parser. We copied a bit of body parser, but we did not completely set up body parser. I just need to go to ChatGPT. At the top, it generated those. I just forget to paste it. Okay, I'm gonna scroll to the very top. Go up as much as you can. Till we find body parser. That's the reason that it cannot take first name. Yeah, this bit of code. We haven't copied this. just copy that and place it before the JSON one, and just paste it here, URL encoded, and save it. I'm sure that everything will get fine. Node app.js, go to browser, close it, start HTTP localhost port 3000, click on sign in, put the name, put the last name, put the password and password confirmation. We already have email, click on sign in, and there we go. We get our data is successfully stored. We need to ask ChatGPT that when the user submitted the form and everything was fine, redirect them to the dashboard page and design a dashboard.egs file with its styling in a separate file by the name of dashboard.css. Rather than showing the user that the user is stored, we're gonna show or redirect them to a file or a route of dashboard. You get it, right? So I copied res.redirect to the dashboard, copy this bit of code, go to app.js, rather than redirecting the user, replace of res.status, we're gonna replace it with res.redirect of dashboard. And in views, we're gonna create the dashboard. You know that, right? Yeah, you do. So, and here I'm gonna copy the code, but I'm gonna go firstly create dashboard.ejs and paste the code here, save it, and then we need to copy its styling. We're gonna go in public, right? And there we're gonna create dashboard.ejs, paste the code here, save it. I think there is nothing else. I shouldn't click on continue, no? So I'm gonna start off my application using node app.js. Don't you think that I should have been a TV announcer? I do think though. It's my first time thinking about it. Okay. I'll put the name, email, and password confirmation. Click on sign in. We cannot get dashboard. Okay. We have to render it. So replace of redirect, I'm gonna put render, save it. Again, let me check it. I should have start my node app.js. Okay, refresh it, put the name, put the last name, password and password confirmation 1 2 3 4. Ooh, we get dashboard. Okay, I love it. I love programming, especially when I have ChatGPT. I really love it. We haven't set it up any encryption method, so in the search bar of ChatGPT, I'll ask the password after signing in using sign-in route, and page is saved in plain text. Please use bcrypt.js and save hash password. And if the email already exists at the top of the sign-in .egs form, show an error message of email is already taken. Our passwords is saving in plain text, so we are trying to hash it using bcrypt.js. I told you that I have some problem with only bcrypt. That's the reason that I use bcrypt.js. So the first thing that we are going to do is to install bcrypt.js. I'm going to copy the code from here and go to my terminal and paste the code here and press enter. Then we're going to copy the post route for storing our data because it was saved, but it wasn't hashed. It was in plain text. Then I'm going to copy that and paste it, replace of the old post route of the sign in. And Everything seems to be fine. Okay, I have no problem here. So the only thing I need to do is to start my server again. No, no, not npm install bcrypt.js and node app.js to start my server. And then I'm gonna go here and we need to also copy this bit of code in our signin.ejs. I told you that we'd use EJS to put dynamic codes, I mean JavaScript inside HTML. By default, we aren't able to put JavaScript code inside HTML. So at the top of the form, I'm gonna put that bit of code to check if there is an error. I mean, the email already exists. This is going to be handled using the post route. We don't have to do anything using JavaScript. I'm gonna start my server one more time, and I'm gonna go in browser, and we need to refresh it. You know, I put the name, the last name, the email, and the password confirmation. We should get an error. Sign in. Ta-da! We get the error because the email already exists. And now, one more time, if I put my email, password, and password confirmation, I'm gonna change the email and password confirmation. We shouldn't get any error. Sign in. We should get to the dashboard. Oh, again, we need to change it to render. It is redirect. So I'm gonna go in app.js, scroll to the very down, and change redirect to render. Save that. And also do not put the / there. It is true that we do not get redirected to dashboard, but still our data are safe. If I go to the database and check my users table, there you'll see that it hashed the password. But the very funny thing is that the confirm password is still in plain text. We will fix that issue later. But for now, let me just delete all these users. Here I was trying to delete all of them at once, but I couldn't. Very funny. Okay. Check all of that. Go to delete and delete all of them at once. We have blank. I'm gonna go in ChatGPT and I will ask it to put a logout link in my dashboard. That when the user log out, they should get log out, right? Yeah. So I search in dashboard.ejs, put a link to log out, and which the user click on it, they should be logged out and shouldn't be able to get in the dashboard until they provide the email and password. We need to wait for this. And we get these things. Very simple. Very simple. Firstly, I just need to copy the logout link to my app.js. At the end of all the routes, the sign in, the login, we haven't provided login yet. So I paste this. And after that, we need to put the link of logout in our template too, in dashboard at the top. Paste it here, save it. Do not forget to save your codes. And also we need to use sessions. Sessions are used to remember the user. So in my app.js, I'll put that bit of code here. Here you need to provide a secret key. So as a secret key, I'm gonna put, you can put your own, but for now I'm gonna put my session key. And then we need to provide its route It's gate route, copy the code, and after the logout, I'm gonna paste it. Okay, save that. We have an if statement that if there is any session set at top, it will redirect us. But if we haven't, we do not. I get an error. Yeah, I need to install session. So cannot find the module express session. We need to install that npm install and put express session. Because I put it at the top, I just copy and paste it because I fear of misspelling. Press enter to install express session for setting up and remembering user. I just changed the place of session. That's okay. And I'm gonna run my server one more time. And we need to go here and in securities again, type HTTP localhost port 3000. Click on sign in, put the user, put the last name, email, change the email. Oh, okay, we delete all the users, doesn't matter if you change it. Okay, and now if I click on logout, we get logged out. And if on the URL I directly go to the dashboard, I cannot get to there because we clicked on logout. Very good. Now we need to hash the confirmation password too. I'm gonna change the variable name here to confirm password, not confirm password, confirm hashed, and we need to, I will capitalize that too, and replace of this to hash the password we want to hash confirm password. So I just copy confirm password from there and paste it here. And we also needed to save this in the database. We have confirm password. Now I'm gonna run node app.js and go to the browser. Again, we need to go to the sign in route. I'm gonna put directly sign in, put the email, put the last name. Now we need to change the email and password confirmation. Click on sign in. It should have hashed confirm password too. If I go to my the table, okay, it haven't. Uh, we we hashed that, but we didn't store the hashed password. So we need to just put this variable, the hashed variable, then everything will get fine. Now, you believe me, right? Okay, you don't believe me. I'll run it one more time. Insecurities, insecurities. HTTP localhost port 3000. Click on sign in, the email, last name, change the email, confirm password, and I get the hash password, I'm sure. Go to the database, refresh it, refresh the database. Okay, both email password and password confirmation are hashed. Now, what do we need to do is to design our login, right?
Okay, I'm gonna go in ChatGPT. I search now, design me a login JS file and its route when the user or when a user should be able to put their email and password and then get to the dashboard.js. And if email or password was wrong at the top of the login form, show them that the username or password is wrong. Okay, ChatGPT is doing something new and it creates me two of them. I search for it. Don't forget to the styling. It also generate the styling and it stopped going crazy. Okay, so we need to copy the login style. So in the folder of public, I'm gonna create. Okay, it created its views in views folder. We do not want to have it in views. We want it in public. Click on public, click on that and create a file of login.css. Then copy the code and come to CSS file, paste it. We haven't created the login EJS, so we're gonna go in views folder and create a file of login.ejs. And you know that we have to copy the code. Copy it. And here I'm gonna come, okay, generate the code for app.js that when the user puts their email and password correctly, they should be redirected to dashboard. But any of them is wrong, show them that the email or password is wrong. It says, okay, I will. We don't need to copy everything from here. We just only need to copy a specific part of code from it. So I'm gonna copy the post route. And it seems that I didn't copy the get route, but that's okay. Remember that I will copy that. We have post here. And it will decrypt that and take out the data and sees if everything is fine. It will redirect us to dashboard. We need to copy this bit of code too. Go to here, paste it to get the user by email. I'm gonna run my application node app.js and we need to wait for thousands of years to it be run. Finally, we're gonna go to browser and here we have our login. I told you that I didn't paste the get route, so we need to copy the get route. Just let me make sure that the problem that have happened is the get route of login, and it seems to. Yeah, for sure the problem is that I haven't copied that. So we're gonna go in ChatGPT and scroll to the top of the code. There we have get login. Copy that and paste it right before the post route of the login. Here we have it right here. Just paste it, everything else will be fine. And I'm gonna go in the browser and I'll refresh it. Of course, you need to start your server because you made changes to your server code. And I shouldn't do that because it will hang the browser. But the only thing that we need to do for now is to wait. This is good, you know that you have to wait for a second or maybe even a minute, but I pity for those who animate. They have to wait so long. Okay, I'm gonna refresh it one more time. You see that I closed the tab and open it up again. And it seems that it doesn't work still. And it is because that I used Bootstrap. Bootstrap will load up your file to click on login. And in login we get to the dashboard. And when I click logout, it takes me to sign in. Don't take me there, baby. I'm gonna change it to, where should I change it? I'm gonna change it to home route. You agree? Okay, so we need to find in dashboard where we redirect user to the sign in page. Yeah. Yes, here it is. Render, do not render dashboard, render home. It says okay, I'll one more time. I'm gonna click on logout or refresh your page and start the server too. I told you, I mentioned before to use Nodemon if you don't like doing these. So I'm gonna go and log in, click on login, click on logout. Wait, why? Redirect us to the dashboard page. Oh, it is the sign-in route. We don't have to change this part. We have to change some other part. Funny mistake. Here, logout, yes. Do not redirect us to sign in, redirect us to, before I put whom, now I put to login. That's right. Put the login. Every time I forget to start my server. Wait for thousands of years. Sorry guys, I should have had these parts of tutorial. That's okay. You can listen to my voice, to my singing. Login. Yes, dashboard. Log out, and we are in login. And I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to style this too. So I'll go to ChatGPT here. I'll ask it. Nice, but our login page style exactly. Could you please use Bootstrap to style it nicely? You know that ChatGPT will never say no. It will all the time say yes. Copy this. Go to login.ejs, select all of this, and replace it with a new code. We even have the error one. That's awesome. One more time, if I go and refresh it, this seems to be okay, but there we have something red, an empty div. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to also make it disappear, and every time we have an error it should be displayed. In ChatGPT, I'll ask one more time. There is a red box already. Please make it visible when there an error happen. It again says okay, and it might generate a bit of, no, it didn't generate any JavaScript. It seems to we can handle it with normal HTML. There we go, we have it, and we are in dashboard. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do so, you can hit that subscribe button to my YouTube channel.